All right, boys and girls. Today, we're going to be doing a very simple task. We're going to be taking RLCS Pros and putting them onto an alignment chart. Now, when I started thinking about this video, I thought, there's only 9 slots. How do I decide how to do that? Do I do like the 9 top NA players plus the 9 top EU players in a different video, or just how do I do that? And I think what we're going to do is just finding the one pro that fits best. So there might be 5 different pros that go into lawful good very, very easily, but there should be one that is like the lawful good player. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Speaking of lawful good, I believe it is the only square that I know for sure who I'm putting there, and it's just the easiest square for me to do. So let's go ahead and put easiest choice of my life. Easiest choice of my life. He is just clean, simple, and good. And he's the NA golden boy. I have to put him there. That's just where he needs to be. So I think we're just going to go down the line, you know. But neutral good is a little bit harder for me. The neutrals in general are hard. I think these 4 corners are the easy ones. I'm literally just scrolling through a list of players to see who I think might fit. Ooh, that one gives me an idea for later. We're not there yet, though. We're on neutral good. You'll see. So I guess we're leaning toward... Neutral good means that we are leaning toward a more chaotic play style, but that they also don't have, like, enemies in the scene. But this might be a hot take, but let me explain myself. I'm thinking first killer goes in the neutral good spot. Now, my reasoning is that his playstyle isn't quite as lawful as Garrett, for example, but he's not chaotic. He's not like... Chaotic to me means like bumping and cutting your teammates off, which, don't get me wrong, I am nowhere near as good as the pros. I know they cut off their teammates in times when it makes sense, but I don't see him doing that a whole lot, other than in a way that just carries his team because he's first killer. And the good part is where it's a little weird, because I know that he used to have maybe a somewhat toxic past, but I haven't seen any of that from him from the last like year or two. So I think he gets, you know, put up to the good side of things these days. Yeah, you're a very sweet boy. Oh, this is my chance to show off my cute dog. Okay, all right, get done, bud. So I had to look through some Twitter posts, because I knew that I wanted at least a Team Queso player in the chaotic side of things, but I don't really know EU as well as I know NA, as far as personalities go at least. And so I had to look through all 3 of their Twitters, and just off of a quick glance, I have my pick. VK Salen just seems like a generally very nice, a good dude. And maybe I'm going along with the commentator bias that goes on, but their team and their playstyle has just seemed very chaotic from a viewer's perspective, and with VK Salen being such a seemingly nice and thankful and gracious dude, chaotic good, VK Salen. Okay, so lawful neutral gets into some people that like maybe can be edgy, but they're not dicks. They're not evil, you know? Minimal edge. So I have my pick for lawful neutral. My reason for this pick. This is a person that I consider lawful because they've shown to be able to be whatever their team needs them to be. And then on the neutral side of things, it's because, well, like, they're not really, like, mean. They don't make enemies, you know? And this person is none other than Squishy Muffins. So for true neutral, this has to be a player that, I mean, true neutral has to be there. They are not mean, but they're not excessively, like, trying to make friends in the scene either. It's not like they full-on take the role that their team needs. They have a role that they like to play, but they're not just getting in their team's way, being chaotic. True neutral could be a few people. It could be Shad, it could be Razebull, it could be AJG. But I think there's only one person that it can honestly be, and that is all of the above. Chaotic neutral, the easiest pick of my life. I don't even have to think about it. This is the genuine, true embodiment of chaotic neutral. To be fair to this player, this is getting a little bit out of play and more into personality, whereas I tried with the other ones to have it be a little bit of both. But this person is such a strong personality, and at that, such a strong, chaotic, neutral personality, there's only one choice, and that is Turbopulsa. If you spend 5 minutes on his Twitter, you will know what I'm talking about. Alright, now we are getting into the evils. The evils are people that like to bring about controversy in the scene, and some people love that. I'm not trying to say that's necessarily a bad thing. For a lot of them, I think it is a personality that they are kind of creating. It's a character. Nonetheless, they have created these characters, and 3 people have to go here. First pick, Lawful Evil, Noly. Now, the reason I'm putting him in Lawful is because while he does have a little bit of an ego, and does like to be a little bit harsh sometimes, he seems to also understand when he is being that way, and leaning toward it not being so much a character, but he's quick to apologize for those things. His play, I wouldn't call his play chaotic. Then, and I feel as though I can only explain these 3 in conjunction with one another, my neutral evil pick is AJ, old picture, rogue, it's fine. Now the reason that I'm putting AJ more toward the chaotic side than Noly is because AJ doesn't seem like he's coming across like he's trying to hurt feelings so much as he is intentionally just throwing stuff around. If you saw his most recent tier list, you know what I'm talking about. He had an entire tier just called Retire. And like, that's pretty funny, don't get me wrong. But it leans more toward chaotic evil than Noly does, I would say. And then finally, our chaotic evil, both on and off the pitch, Reddles is just... he's just chaotic. First, playstyle. So being one of the founders of the Peeps, future Pittsburgh Knights, they were the team that created the demo meta that is currently still going on in North America. That alone is, in my mind, chaotic. On top of that, if you look at his Twitter, he does not hold shots. And usually they're pretty funny. But there was, pretty recently he had to apologize for a little bit of he had to apologize, for speaking out against Psionics and people at Psionics, so that, to me, lends a little bit more chaotic than both AJ and Noly. Noly? Yeah, I think. I told you, I know NA way better than I know EU. But anyways, this is my definitive list. If you have problems with it, don't at me, just make a video, show me what I did wrong, and I will disagree with you.